James woke up before dawn like he did every day. His tiny apartment was quiet. The only sound was the faint hum of the city waking up. He sat on the edge of his bed, looking at an old faded photo on his nightstand, his mother smiling proudly. She used to tell him, "James, never let anyone decide your worth. Show them who you are." He got up, dressed in his familiar navy blue uniform, and grabbed his worn-out cap. Another day, another round of deliveries. But James wasn't just a delivery man, he was a man on a mission. Scene 1, the walk to work. The streets were alive with noise and movement. James walked past towering skyscrapers, each one a reminder of the world he once dreamed of joining. He used to believe hard work alone could get him there. Years ago, James wasn't wearing a delivery uniform. He was wearing a suit, walking into this very building as a junior employee, full of hope. He worked late nights, took on extra projects, and still, he was overlooked, ignored, and eventually pushed out. But James didn't let it break him. He built his own path, brick by brick. Today wasn't just another delivery. It was the day everything came full circle. Scene 2. The boardroom. James entered the sleek, glass-walled boardroom. 5 men sat around an expensive oak table. Expensive suits, expensive watches, men who looked like they owned the world. The laughter started the moment they saw him. "Looks like the delivery guy's early today," one of them snickered. James stayed silent, setting the boxes on the table. He recognized their faces. He remembered their names. He remembered the day they laughed him out of this very company. "Guess some people never aim higher," another joked. The third leaned back in his chair, smirking. Imagine being his age and still delivering packages. James didn't flinch. He kept his head down, but inside his heart was pounding, not with anger, but with determination. Scene 3. The truth revealed. He looked up, finally meeting their eyes. His voice was steady, calm. "Actually, I'm not just a delivery man. I'm your new boss." The room went silent. James reached into his pocket and pulled out a stack of papers. The final acquisition documents. He placed them on the table with purpose. "I bought this company." The men stared, eyes wide in disbelief. One of them laughed nervously. This has to be a joke." James shook his head. "No joke. When you pushed me out, I didn't quit. I built my own company from nothing. I worked harder than you ever could imagine. And when this company started falling apart, I bought it." One executive's voice wavered. "You're serious?" James nodded. "Very." He walked slowly around the table, his voice unwavering. "I remember you all. I remember how you laughed at me, called me worthless, said I wasn't leadership material." He paused, looking each man in the eye. "Well, look who's sitting at the head of the table now." Scene 4. The reckoning. The room was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The men squirmed in their seats. James took a deep breath. "I built a company from the ground up, and I treated my people with respect. I gave opportunities to those who worked hard, not those born with silver spoons." His voice grew firmer. "You laughed at me for carrying boxes, but those boxes built an empire that now owns you." The oldest executive leaned forward, desperate. "James, we didn't mean anything by it. It was just joking around." James stared at him for a moment. "So was firing me a joke, too?" The man fell silent. James stepped back and spoke his final words. "You're fired. All of you." Scene 5. Walking away. James didn't wait for a response. He turned and walked out of the room, his head held high. As he walked through the lobby, the receptionist, a woman who used to greet him kindly even on his worst days, gave him a knowing smile. "You did it," she said softly. James smiled back. "Yeah, I did." Outside, the sun felt warmer, brighter. He wasn't just a delivery man anymore. He was proof that success isn't about where you start. It's about how hard you're willing to fight to get where you belong. Because respect isn't given, it's earned. And James, he earned every bit of it.